Hi, I have in front of me a UniArch 5 megapixel bullet IP camera. It comes with 50 meter nighttime IR, a 2.8 to 12 millimeter Varifocal lens, and a built-in microphone as well. And it's available with free delivery from freetv.ie. So inside the overall range of IP cameras that we're selling, with the exception of the number plate reading cameras we have, this is probably the most expensive one, and it's very specific purpose. So normally we'd say when we're selling cameras and you're setting up a system, you're going to go for a fixed lens, just set it up on a fixed area. With something like this, we'll say you're using it for a specific purpose where you have a particular access point where you really want to zoom right in and set it on a particular range to pick up, we'll say, a car coming in or somebody's face, something like that, okay? So, and it's high spec. So a high definition starts at 2 megapixel, so we're at 5 meg. So we're really into a very high spec camera here. So we'll just go through a little bit in terms of the specs on it here and the setup physically of the camera. So it comes in this outer box that we have here. So we have 4 plugs and 4 screws that are simply used on the back here for mounting the camera onto the wall. We can see the adjustments here for actually setting the angle and locking it into position. So it's quite vandal resistant to that, where you can actually set it at a set angle. This is just a little flange to go over, we'll say, the cabling coming directly in here, just to keep it dry and any water getting in. And the camera itself will be powered typically PoE here. So we have just a network cable that will be running in. We're running obviously the picture back to the NVR for you to set it up on your phone or your to view it on a monitor. But the other thing here as well is it's providing power from the PoE switch or the NVR PoE output on it to power the camera itself. Now you do have the option of an external power source here, so just as a traditional type power source here that you'd use. If you come along and you look at the front here, we have our Varifocal lens here, so you'd be adjusting this on the NVR itself, okay, to exactly where you want to do it. So you set it up and then you go to your NVR and you adjust it over and back, or you could do it with a CCB testing unit here to set it that way. I presume most wouldn't do that, but it is possible. And then underneath we have the ability then for the 50 meter IR, which is obviously a very, very powerful thing in terms of night vision range. One of the settings on this is actually you can downscale this to a 3 megapixel. The reason you typically do that would be if you were using it with an older NVR that wouldn't have the same spec. That probably won't be the case. I would say 99, if not 100% for customers will be using it in the 5 megapixel setting. And the built-in microphone on it's quite convenient as well. That's increasingly a feature with all of the IP cameras that are coming from UniView, simply because traditionally you would have run back audio on a separate cable with a separate input, but now what you're doing, of course, is just running it directly through the network cable itself, directly into the NVR, which is pulling it in that way. So probably not an overly used feature, but it's available on the product thing itself. So 3 reasons that we decided to go and partner with UniView for our range of cameras here. The first thing is the range and the technical spec of the cameras. Quality that what they're producing, absolutely fantastic. So we did a lot of testing, saw them at trade shows before we decided to partner with them. The second thing is the price point on it's great. What we're finding here is we've covered the technology thing and the quality, that's all there for certain, but they're hungry for market share here in Ireland. So they're doing a lot of things that their competitors are not willing to do in terms of pushing the product out there. And it's always great to partner with somebody like this because they're young and hungry, a little bit like Free TV. And the third thing here is that the app that comes with it and the level of technical support we're able to provide here at freetv.ie through our websites and videos and our technical support hotline is fantastic. So so we've set ourselves up what we believe is going to be a very, very strong offering, and we really hope to grow UniView UniArch into being one of the dominant forces in CCTV in Ireland.